We technically in America we speak English, but I speak New York. So yeah,
New York.
I speak New York. Yeah, I speak New York because I'm a New Yorker.
Do you
So
know? Do you know? Do you know what a New York minute is?
tell me what a New York minute is.
This is what I've heard. New York minute is the time between the traffic light turns green and the person behind you honks.
No, not really.
Because
New
it's
York.
like it's not even 1 second. It's like it
Oh
goes
no, no.
honk.
We have a very different mentality in New York when it comes to everything.
Oh,
So it's
really?
like when it's like, yeah, everywhere I go, I'm like, we got things to do. We got things to do. People all over the world are like, oh, it's pretty. It's not pretty. We have things. We have things. So it's a different mentality.
I saw a
So,
program yesterday on YouTube. I watch. I don't know if you watch any of these. Architectural Digest is
oh my God,
amazing.
I live for those because I have nothing better to do with my life.
No, but Stephen, Architectural
I know.
Digest
I've
on
seen it.
YouTube
Yeah.
is a brilliant YouTube channel.
Okay.
And yesterday they were talking about the design of the United Nations building and
Oh
why it's
wow.
so postmodern, why it's so out
Sure.
of keep with all the other buildings in New York. And as a result, the answer was that there are about 6 or 7 really major architects in the 1940s
Hmm.
collaborate, including Le Corbusier,
Mm,
collaborated to make this building.
right.
Okay, I'm coming to the New York thing in a moment. They said they wanted a building that transcended cultures and nations,
Right.
which is what they've done, right? And they said that it is because of this that the capital city of the world is New York.
Well, you didn't. Well, you're telling me that. Come on.
Well, I'm
Everybody in
telling
New
you,
York
I'm saying
knows.
this to you as an outsider. Obviously, you live in your own bubble there, so you don't quite kind
Wow.
of like get
Oh
to hear what's going
wow!
on
Wow, it
outside.
hurts. You know,
No, it's a bubble. Is a beautiful thing. It's got rainbows and colors, and it's soft and it's gentle, but it has got a bit of a shell.
let me just tell you what I tell all the fans
Oh
that leave
shit!
that leave their snarky comments when we do a
You
show
said
that they
"fuck
don't.
off." That's what you
Yeah.
said to your
No, I do.
fans.
I do not. I am very cultured from New York. I told the fans to go play my favorite game, which is go hide and go fuck yourself. Now, after saying that, and because I say that with love, we're going to start the show now. Are you guys ready?
I thought that was.
I'm
I thought we were
already.
going. We'll go for
Well,
it.
technically, first of all, This is the cliffhanger for the beginning of the show. Guess who? RZA blew off
Oh
today.
please!
Yeah.
Oh
Yeah, he didn't
please!
do the
Oh
show.
please! Oh please!
that's
Don't put words in my mouth.
that's not what was put into your mouth. Anyway,
Raza,
Um,
we're gonna start the
Raza,
show.
Haji,
just I would still like to know who did you blow off this one?
I didn't. I didn't.
Yeah.
I did not. I did not.
I think he was just trying to say who he blew off. But anyway, we will have a dialogue. We'll discuss this right after the intro and tell everybody what we're smoking. And I'm smoking one of Riz's favorite cigars, I think.
Which is
This is 2OF Entertainment.
The Habanos Cigars Dinner and Drink Show, exclusively on 2OF Entertainment, with over 100,000 YouTube subscribers and rapidly growing to be the most watched and podcast cigar show broadcast globally. The Habanos Cigars Dinner and Drink Show, exclusively on 2OF Entertainment.
And
Dodd
again.
Riyadh. Wait, Dodd Riyadh was saying good morning to Dodd Riyadh this morning, reading in the
All
comments.
right, Dodd.
Or good afternoon. So, yes. All right. So,
okay, so that's Dodd or
Dodd.
Meher Dodd Riahi. His name
Okay.
is Meher Dodd Riahi or
Yeah.
Dodd Rai. Hello, sir.
Hey,
It's
Dodd.
it's at least one of us speaks Yiddish. That's important.
Yeah.
So this-
Technically, Dodd is
Yeah.
English
Mm,
from an Iranian descent,
mhm.
Salam, Dodd.
and just
Salam. David.
and just lives in the United Arab Emirates.
I love
So-
you. In fact, I just got a message from my guy over there. There's something they want me to purchase, and they're keep enticing me with more things they're going to throw in. If I wait another couple of months, I figure they're just going to throw in a country. So I'm like, keep waiting. So it's nice. I'm like, no, the longer we tell them we're thinking about it, the better the deal is getting. So I'm loving this. So, but anyway, enough about that. Welcome to the people from the UAE. I'm waiting for the Saudis and the people from Qatar to show up, but it's late there. Anyway, let me start off with Riz's favorite cigar. I'm smoking an Opus X in the tube this afternoon, or this
That
morning.
is one of my favorite cigars.
I just said that. So yeah, so I'm going to
No,
smoke
but I'm
this.
saying it with a lot more irony. That is one of my
Yeah.
favorite cigars.
Yeah, I know, because you're not a big fan of non-Cubans, but I like
No,
this
it's
cigar.
one of my favorite cigars. I've realized that in order to placate people these days, I just agree with them. And then they get a bit
God.
nervous because normally I disagree with people. But when I agree with people, it makes them pause and think, show me the cigar again.
No, we're good.
No,
Anyway,
no. Show me one more. Show me the tube. Show me the tube.
look at that, huh? Look at that.
Wow.
Yeah, woo, there you go. So it's just like the person you blew. Anyway, now blew off today. I'm sorry. Before the show, before we actually recorded, Rizza said, "Do you know who I blew?"
Oh,
And
yes.
then he paused, and then he said off, so I could do the show today. And then we've been making fun of him, and that'll be the running gag for the joke. And anyway, who he blew, comma off, is Kirby Allison. So Kirby, if you're watching, call us and
Now
we'll
you
put you
know.
on.
Now
Not
you
for
know.
any other
now-
reason
now-
other than the
now,
day
now
is.
you know why. Now you know why Raza actually couldn't get time out for you today. He
Because
actually- he
things
actually-
to blow.
Have it the way you want. Have it with the narrative that you want.
we will spin it just like when Usman
Oh.
couldn't do the show and we spun it with Viagra. Wait till we see
Yeah,
your spin.
exactly.
And gentlemen, what are you smoking today? Because I'm sure Mr. Dodd doesn't care about who Rizza was going to blow off. So there you go.
I ain't smoking anything, gents.
What?
What?
Have you given up? Have you given up smoking
Oh,
dead
here he
leaves
goes.
in
Here
paper
he
bags
goes.
in wooden
Here
boxes
it
that
goes.
cost £6 million?
God, it's going to be a long day.
I knew the AI will start.
Do you know this is just wood? Do you know that? It's wood
Yeah.
and it's dead wood. Do you know that this is just paper? Is just paper. Do you know that these are just dead leaves?
Steven,
Yes, sir.
can we please switch off the AI mode?
Yes, I will switch off the AI mode.
Back to normal.
Get the real Rizza back. Not the
You
one
know,
you
I
agree.
say these things.
Well,
I say
well,
these
the
things
reason-
not for you. I don't say these things for your benefit. I say them for my benefit, actually, in order to keep myself grounded. Because
God,
sometimes the hot air builds up and the balloon goes too high.
Yeah.
One needs to stay a little bit grounded. This is just dried leaves. That's all it's about. Having said that, something so insignificant as dried leaves brings people together, and it brings them together in a sense of conviviality, camaraderie. We talk about intelligent things. We talk about philosophy, fashion, lifestyle, etc., etc., etc.
Yeah.
And we leave the politics at home, I think.
We
Is
do.
that reasonable?
We
Did I say something reasonable for a change?
You did. Now the show. Well, thanks for watching. We go on a high
That's
note. We're
it.
done.
Sermon over.
The sermon's over. That's the shortest show we've ever done. No, I'm just kidding. Well, people on the podcast are like, "What? It's over. Stop."
Usman, explain why you are not
Why aren't you
smoking dead
smoking?
leaves
Yeah, what's
in a
going-
paper band from a
Yeah,
wooden
why aren't
box.
you smoking today?
Well, gentlemen, the
Yes,
reason
we are.
I'm not the reason I'm not smoking today is I have to attend a wedding
Okay.
right after this, and I have like loads and loads of guests at my place.
Huh?
Hence, I cannot afford to create the beautiful aroma in this room so that when they pop in, they're just like dead with that because we love it. Many people don't like it. Hence, I'm being considerate today and not smoke.
Wow. I can't even spell that word, but thanks.
Are you telling me your life is not your own? Is that what you're saying?
Well, when your mom is around you, it is
Mm.
never our own, and you can totally understand given the fact that you are also the elder son.
Yep. When mom
Yeah.
says no, it's no. Anybody else says no, you don't care. But mom says no, you're like, nope. Mom says
Yeah.
no. That's it. I
Absolutely.
totally get it.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So, well, Rizza, and see, just because Rizza, we knew you blew someone off to make the show. He's making them wait to start a wedding to do the show. Just so we're clear, they're waiting for him to do the show.
Priorities, as they say.
He's waiting for them. Okay. So, what are you
By the way,
smoking?
by
Yes.
the way, I'm pairing my Topaz with one of my favorite pairing drinks.
Yes.
I'm going to say this because actually, you know what? Any drink aside, can't go wrong with a Coke Zero. Honestly,
That's fine.
brings
just
out
so
the
we're-
palate, sweetens the mouth. Then you're ready for puff 2
And
or puff 3.
as Bill Murray and Sean Connery would say, it's Centauro time. So cheers. Or
Santoro
Geo.
Hang on.
Geo.
We'll pick out the.
There you go. There we go, boys.
It's the backup. It's the backup drink.
The backup. I like. Thank God we got that. So our fans are anxiously at the edge of their seats. What is our topic today, gentlemen?
You were about to show us some pre-embargo cigars.
I have to actually go get them. So here's my Saturday morning routine. Unfortunately, my choice is either smoke or don't smoke, and I smoke whenever I get the opportunity. But by the time I'm done working out, and I get up at 4 a.m. to do all this, I work out. I take the dog for her workout. We get back, take our showers, and then I am putting stuff for the Lost Dollar Business Club, which goes on right before this show to get it out for stuff. And then I literally have about a minute.
All of these they sound like excuses.
They are
Excuse number
excuses.
one, excuse number two,
because I have to
excuse
go in the
number
house
three,
and go get
excuse
them.
number four,
So
excuse number five.
That's fine. That's fine. And by the end of the show, I will go pull out. And I've just seen this one. I'm going to pull out the H. Upman one, the one in the tube. I'll do that before the end of the show.
Thank you.
And then
More.
the next time it rains or it's cold out here and I can't
Of
be out,
course.
I will do a whole display. But the
Stephen,
one that
love
I
you.
think they know.
You're a class act. You're a
I'm
class act.
I'm just being honest. It's like,
You're
you
a
know.
class act. You're gonna dig in me. I'm gonna dig in you.
Whoa. This is coming from the guy that blew someone off.
Well, you were pulling out. So I don't know which is worse.
There you go. Oh my God.
I'm gonna pull out this. I'm gonna pull out that. I'm gonna pull out this.
Okay.
You're wedgely firmed in there.
I'm firming pulling out. But yes, sometime
Right.
during the show, I will go into my office and pull that out so everybody can at least see that.
Are you gonna
Dodd.
pull out again?
Right. It's a
Dodd,
record.
you guessed that right.
So how is it that Usman is not wearing a
There's
tie on a wedding?
But I'm wearing a sherwani. What are you talking about? I'm in the most
You're
formal
in national
attire.
dress. It's called
Yeah,
national dress.
I'm in the most formal attire any Pakistani could be right now.
Actually, both of you in the sort of this is a cigar smoking dilemma. It's a first world dilemma. I'm contemplating. I've got to get a very nice dinner jacket combination made, but I'm actually thinking of going native. I'm thinking of going Sherwani mode from now on because when you go to a formal function, a black tie function, you are allowed to wear what's called national dress. That's the that was the diplomatic way of sort of in the. So I'm thinking of going with black Sherwani and white shalwar, that kind of thing. Do you think I should do that, or I should go for the Western look?
Why
Oh,
not?
I would go for the national dress.
National dress with a few cigars casually stuck in the top pocket.
Oh yes.
That's how I would go. Yes.
Instead of the pocket square.
Yeah, I'll sort of look like Neo out of the Matrix, but an older version.
Well, first of all, let's not get carried away. You'll look like something. We don't know if you'll look like Neo out of the Matrix. So let's not.
Very kind of, very kind of.
Yeah, I know. I love you too. Listen, before we go
I'm at
deeper
your
into
feet.
this,
I'm at your mercy.
yeah, here we go. May I get you a slippy side? It'll be very nice. Can you Can you tell us what you're smoking? Since Osman, our sommelier, is not smoking today, you have to tell us what you're smoking.
I'm smoking for two. I'm smoking on Osman's behalf. Actually, I'm smoking for three. Trinidad in Spanish means Trinity. So three people. Can you see this?
Yes, we can. Yeah.
Can you see the Trinidad? Now, Osman will tell you, given the ring gauge, which Trinidad this is.
Right. This is Trinidad Topaz. You've already given it in your own words, so I didn't need to guess. Yes.
There's the Alzheimer's kicking in. I forget from moment to moment what I said before.
Exactly.
I'm sorry, that's the Alzheimer's kicking in. I forget from moment to moment what I said.
Yeah, we got that the 47 times you've told us there, Grandpa. We're good.
I'm sorry, it's the Alzheimer's kicking in. I forgot.
But he's here till Thursday, folks. Tip the wait staff and try the veal. So.
Well, given
you can have that on loop as a short. You can have that on loop. It'll be looped.
He's on mute.
Given the fact that we've talked about the Trinidad Topaz, just to share, Trinidad Topaz was the limited edition for 2016, and now it has been put in as a formal regular production cigar since then. One of those extremely superb cigars in the Trinidad family, and to an extent that one of my friends and brothers, Jasim Ahmed, the Hombre Habano for the last year, claims or says or terms this as the new Bihike. So Trinidad Topaz is a real treat once you're smoking it.
Yeah, it's good.
Very nice. It's very good. Nice. So now
good ring gauge. Usman, what's the ring gauge on this? 56.
55 or 56? Wait.
No,
Somewhere
really?
in-
That doesn't look like a 50. That looks like a
No, it is.
52, maybe.
It
No,
is.
no, no, no,
It
no, no.
is.
It's not. It's in my personal thinking. I'm not sure. It's even if it's 56. Give me one
I'm thinking
minute.
52 because it kind of looks like this one.
Yeah,
Kind of looks
56.
like the
Yeah,
swollen
yeah.
piece.
56,
Really?
125. 56, 125.
Yes.
Wow. It doesn't look
I
that
said it
big.
without looking it up, actually.
No, you are a genius, my friend.
Oh, you.
And you should know, in my position, if I have to say or comment on anything, it better be authentic. So it is always okay to be checking it before I say it, and then be.
I am always shocked. I'm always shocked by people who know their stuff, includes Usman. I'm shocked these days by people who've memorized so many vitolas and regionals. It's
Right.
incredible. So there you go. And on cue, Usman just a bit. I did a
Who
sort
said,
of
who said
an
I'm not?
huh?
He's being
Who said
never
I'm
mind.
not here? They was here.
I can't understand a word you're
He
saying.
had to duct tape the children that were screaming. So that's why he disappeared for a second. He can't do that live on the air. They frown upon it apparently in some countries.
You actually figured that right? Why I was off the camera?
Yeah,
Shit,
I know.
man.
It's like, listen, you little monsters, and I'm sure there's another word used. Keep this up. Daddy's gonna whack you. See, he's gonna whack the kids again. All right. So you're amazed by people that have knowledge. Do you tell?
I went on Cuban Cigar website. This one knows this very well. Cuban Cigar. I asked this question to two friends who were sitting in front of me, smoking at Tom Tom, and I said there must be a list somewhere of all the regionals ever produced. In fact, actually, we were talking about Osman, but we go on to this topic.
Right.
And they said, yeah, well, Reza, go on Cuban Cigar website, click on regionals, and you get the full list. You get the full list. It's a really, really amazing. I mean, I'm not plugging Cuban Cigar website, but it's worth checking out, really.
Right.
Anyone
The
who's
full
doing
list of
plugging-
all the regionals that have ever been produced by date, by size, by vitola size, by name, by,
Region? By what region?
by issue year, the country, etc. So I did something which I thought let's have a little competition. We played a little quiz game. I just called out the name of a cigar, and the two gentlemen sitting in front of me were 95+% accurate on their scoring. They could tell me the region, the size, the year of issue, and the vitola name. They knew their stuff. I mean, we're talking nerd. Well, actually, nerd doesn't do it justice. To me, the word nerd is a bit negative word, right? But I'm talking genius level.
I'm guessing you were sitting with Christian and Yao.
Yeah.
See?
Yeah,
I can tell.
yeah. But between the two, they nailed it. I was shocked. In fact, I'm going to do this on a regular. I'm going to sit down with people who I know who know their stuff. And this is not to test them. This is actually just for my personal enjoyment to see how far they can get up that ladder.
Very nice.
So whilst they're masterminds, I can be sort of like a moderator. This is how I learn about cigars. Wow. You learn by marinating around others who know much more than you do. But then you have to bring something to the party. You have to bring your own energy to the party, if you know what I mean.
Sure. Tell us what you bring.
Well, what I do is this. Here's my analogy, and don't forget the word analogy starts with anal.
Oh yeah.
Yes. Hence why you blew someone off. We got that.
If you took a piece of raw chicken and you put it down in lemon juice, whether you grill the chicken, fry the chicken, roast the chicken, barbecue the chicken will taste of lemon. Correct?
That is, I think, correct. I don't know.
Okay, so the lemon juice are all these people who have all this knowledge. I'm the chicken. I bring the chicken to the party.
Wow. That's what party are you going to?
Do you like the analogy? I painted that in my head in real time in order to make a point. In order to
I see that.
Elucidate that point.
Wow. I'm impressed that you are like.
I know you're impressed. Say that one more time. Say that one more time. You're what?
I said I'm Stephen. But I'm glad you're starting to use big words now. I mean, double syllables, triple syllables. This is fascinating for me.
Yes, well, this is part of the therapy. This is the
I am
progression
like
of
a
therapy. It's
sponge
sort of like use bigger
soaking this
words
up.
so less people can understand what you're saying.
There you go. Yes, we should just all speak in like hyperbole and mega words, and that would be really cool. Hey, on a side note, because I'm assuming it's going to have to be a short show because our friend's going to have to go to a wedding, even though they're waiting for him as they should, because this is very important. Than the wedding, because how long is that marriage going to last? Like, come on, seriously. Anyway, a couple days, a week, a year. The show lasts forever. But your boy Trump looks like he's going to become the president again.
Oh, really? That's a big surprise to me.
I knew. You had
my,
doubts.
my only question is, you're the
I
only
like
one.
to
No,
pick
Raza,
winners. This is
wait,
what I bring to the party. I
Raza,
like to
wait.
pick winners.
Stephen, the only
Yeah.
question is, you're the one
Oh, by the way,
who's not a believer. Both of us knew that he is going to become the president. You're the
Yeah.
one who were banking on a different horse.
Yes, I was hoping for a different horse because when you read all his staff people talking about that he's a fascist and he likes Hitler and all this other stuff, it gets me a little nervous for democracy. And I'm Jewish, and seeing how that played out in the 30s and 40s wasn't real happy. But it looks like Mr. Trump will be president.
On a very, very serious note, on a
Sure.
really, really serious note,
I look good. I
he
know.
doesn't mean a word of it.
I don't know.
He doesn't. No. I'm saying this in a very heartfelt. I'm saying this in a heartfelt way. Yeah, because
Okay.
right. I'm saying this in a heartfelt way. I think he's a total discombobulator. There's another few syllables there for you.
Thank you.
He likes to throw it up in the mix, and actually, he's a populist. He will say what needs to be stirred up, but then actually, this is the only way of guiding people away from their extreme views. To be very honest with you, if he is a smart individual, he will leave America better than it was before. If he's a smart individual,
right.
If he's legacy driven, if there is ego, even that requires success of some sort. So let's see what will happen. But I don't think he means. Well, I genuinely don't think he means that stuff.
We'll see. The election is less than 10 days away, so we're going to find out relatively quick. And I also don't think it's going to be decided like the old days. Like you wake up in the morning and you're like, oh, we have a president. I think this one is going to be contested in court up until January. I think they're going to be fighting back and forth about this is this and this is that and this. I think they're going to go back and forth no matter.
You know what I would say? You know what I would say? I would say cut the child in half and give one half to each parent.
Usman is on mute. He doesn't know what he wants to say yet. He's
I was saying, oh shit. Given the suggestions coming from Raza, please.
That's the wisdom of Solomon.
Please
That's Solomon's wisdom, isn't it?
No, Stephen, can you please restart the AI mode?
Yeah, again, I have to click the AI.
Yeah.
Well, see, I know we can't really talk about politics because one of us is in a country that sometimes they don't like it, and then all of a sudden the UFO gods come in.
I know.
So we try to keep it somewhat light. So we'll just have a great show, chaps. Thank you. Osman, this guy loves you, Osman. This Dad Riyadh guy, he loves you. He's like your best. He's probably going to be at the wedding. He
is a brother and a friend, as well as an ambassador and advisor at Cigar Keep too.
Very nice. Hey, we plug Kirby's stuff so much. Kirby, start plugging our show. So we plug his Cigar Keep.
Depends where he plugged it.
You both need to meet up together.
We tried, but unfortunately, Kirby's Kirby. But if I go to Kirby's, I have to wear my tux.
Oh yes,
because he's always dressed. I
tuxedo. American is tuxedo. British is dinner jacket.
Dinner jacket, yes. But I'm just saying, I'd have to be in a tux. You're going to do an interview with Kirby this week, aren't you, Mr. Rizza?
Raza is going to, yes.
Yeah, well, I'm probably going to smoke. Let's see what happens. To be very honest with you, I don't know. Usman would know better. But let's have we'll have a chin wag, and then we'll see how that expands out, and see where it goes.
Yeah, I mean, you can remind him that we plug his show because we know
we'll
he needs
be smoking EGMs together, EGM cigars.
Really?
Wow.
Yeah. The thing is this: I'm fascinated by this EGM thing. I'm fascinated because Dominican cigar.
Amazing. EGM cigars are amazing cigars, but given the fact that it is going to be a Cigar Keep interview, and which is a platform for primarily Cuban cigar smokers, I'm hoping that both of you would be smoking something Cuban.
Tell everybody about the EMG or EMG cigars, because
EGM, yes.
yes, tell
So,
everybody about that.
right. So, EGM is a company that was formed around 5 years ago.
Okay.
And that was the birth year, or like the opening was somewhere in February or March, which is exactly why they celebrate every year their anniversary or the birthday of the company while they are in Cuba during the Habanos festival days,
Okay.
which is always in the last week of February. It's owned and run by two very smart gentlemen, Itor and Nicola. Nicola happens to be a fellow sommelier
Oh,
during
very
my
nice.
course, and they are an online retail network for primarily the Cuban cigars, but yes, they have a few non-Cubans as well. In
Okay.
addition to that, they have their own line of Dominican puros by the name of EGM Cigars, in which they have, if I'm not wrong, 9 different vitolas, starting from the half Corona equivalent to Diadema, which is their latest release.
Okay.
So and I've been fortunate to initially sample the first 5 vitolas when they came out a couple of years ago, and I really love that, especially the
All right.
Robusto part. And now in the new range, I've really enjoyed their Encanto, which is a Lancero, as well as the Robusto and the Bleco, which is slightly bigger than the Robusto. I'm yet to savor on the Diadema because that has a newest release, so I've not been able to get my hands on it. But
Okay.
other than that, I mean, I think they're very good cigars. Their marketing is very interesting. They go out and they've done some real great events across countries to promote and to let people make aware of what their offering is in terms of cigars. So some real great non-Cuban cigars available with them.
I'm gonna
They
have to try
almost as
some.
good? Are they
Yes.
almost as good as Mirafels?
Well, I would say they are actually good, not like Mirafels. So you got the answer.
So what would you buy, Mirafelds or these guys?
How about
Well,
Arturo Fuentes?
Mirafels will only be bought by Raza. We'll buy
Right.
EGMs and all the others.
So let me
Because
ask you this:
Raza has
How is
claimed his.
how
Raza
do
has claimed his. Oh
how
wow,
do they compare to this one?
this is a Fuente.
Yeah, look.
Opus X Fuente. Okay, so I haven't smoked this specific one, so I can't
Okay.
really share. But I can say they are better than a lot of regular Fuentes.
Okay.
And when I say
Well,
when I say
there's a lot of things better than Fuentes. This one
yeah,
this one was on. This is how Jewish I am. The place where I buy my non-Cubans had a sale, so they
ah,
what they marked these down like a flash sale, and I just happened to
okay.
be on my laptop that night, like at 2 a.m. when they did it, and I was like, sure, I'll take as many as I can get. It kept going click 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 click, and it said no more, and I was like, cool. So I got them. But I love them. They're nice and they're good to travel with because they're in
Right? Yeah, especially the tube
so-
helps in the
I would imagine it's a good outdoor smoke. You're sitting out there just blowing smoke. I think that's just perfect. That's it. You know, if you just
It
want
is.
to
It's
smoke.
I don't smell like your friend that is. I don't really smell anything. I don't really taste. I taste Centauri. But really, at the end of the day, it is like I've always said, and I know Usman used this one day on a thing. He was telling me that if I want smoke and kind of a little bit of aroma, that's a non-Cuban. And if I
I'm
want
going to
a
do a cigar
whatchamacallit,
plug. I'm going to do a cigar
sure,
plug. Okay.
You can do that, but before
because
that,
be-
let's wish Stephen a very good morning, given the fact that his scenery has already changed from black to sky blue.
it's just
yes.
AI generated. It's just he's just in
The
his
casino.
like, you know.
I left the casino just to come and do this.
Yes,
So as you can tell, I'm dressed in my Monte Carlo casino outfit. And I
absolutely.
think I have to put a little pocket square in there to break the jacket up.
Mhm.
I think next week.
Nice. Yeah. Yes, sir. Bring in Mr. Raza.
The impression perhaps that you and people watching have is that I don't particularly like non-Cuban cigars.
Here it comes.
Having said that, I have referenced this brand before. It's actually a Davidoff brand. the Camachos. I
Yeah.
have always thought there is delivery on a Camacho. Always
Really?
perfectly made. I've never smoked a bad cigar. It does have a production line
Just
kind of quality to
Steven,
it.
Yes. UFO God's got him again.
Seriously?
Seriously, the UFO got him.
No, I think he's doing it for effect. Camachos
Yeah.
have always tickled my fancy because apart from getting just smoke and sort of pretty much a perfect smoke, I mean,
Right.
there's never any structural issues. As I said, it's a Davidoff product that's really made well, a bit like the Xeno cigars.
Right.
You do get tasting notes on that. You can,
Hmm.
so there's the Maduro, there's the Coroja, there is the Criollo, and there's the Ecuador, which is like will blow your brains apart, which is the blue
Right.
Camacho, right? I seriously recommend if you can get I'm sure you can get them in the US. I'm sure
Oh, yeah.
you can get it. You should try Camacho Connecticut's. You'll find that's
Okay.
a really good morning smoke with a little bit of a creamy coffee taste to it. It's a
Oh,
really
okay.
nice cigar. And
All right.
this is where I'm not doing any of the hating or this. This is very,
Yeah.
very serious. And I've smoked enough of them to have an opinion on that. I may have smoked maybe, I don't know, 200 sticks.
Wow. Okay.
And I kind of swear by that cigar because it's a perfect, it's like, I mean, it's bang for buck. You know, you pay
Yeah.
whatever, $15. You always get a great smoke.
So that's my equivalent of my CAO Brazilian Amazon then.
I would imagine it's a less. You see, I can't remember when I smoked the CAO Brazilian
Right.
last, or any of their cigars. In fact, I showed you last week one of the
Yep.
worst, if not the worst cigar I ever smoked was made by CAO.
Yeah.
It was I don't know. Do you remember that very long
Yep.
band that I showed you?
I remember,
Right.
but see, I only smoked the one from CAO because I've heard like from other people that like are CAO fans. They're like they only make one good cigar. I mean, to they're the guys that I know that smoke them a lot, and it was the Brazilian, and I tried it, and I've never tried another one,
Is it a
and I'm okay with
mild?
that.
Is it a mild cigar or a?
It's supposed to be a full body, but I think I've been smoking so long that even when I hear full body, whether it's a Cuban or non-Cuban, I'm kind of like, yeah, I'm good. You know, like I don't
Give the Camacho
macho.
Connecticut a whirl. Give it a
Okay.
whirl, and have it with a coffee in the morning. I have a feeling, a sneaking suspicion, that there's a 50% chance you'll find that as a wonderful regular smoke. It's
Okay.
not. It's not a budget buster at all.
Right.
It always delivers. It's not. I've just never had one that doesn't. It always delivers.
Okay. I'll try it.
right.
It's basically your McDonald's cheeseburger. Doesn't matter where you go.
Yeah.
That's what it is. It's not the best. It's not the worst. But it always delivers.
All right. We'll try it.
Like a
Those get nice.
faithful dog.
Or sugar baby. It's the same thing. They're always there. Yeah. Anyway,
Well, I have my take. I have my take on Camacho as well, Stephen.
please.
Do you know how Rosa started the praise of Camachos by saying it is a baby which it is something which always delivers?
Sure.
I was just gonna say yes, it delivers just what they say as an immature or a premature born baby because it is harsh, not fully developed, and crap load of spices in any of the vitolas they have.
Wow.
Sorry, Mr. Reza. I don't like that scorpion of yours.
He does like the, but
But here's the difference. Here's the difference. Whilst you are far more learned than I am on the Cubans,
Says who?
I'm saying it. I just said it. The words came out of my mouth.
It's true. It's on the internet.
I have smoked enough Camachos and around the Camacho neighborhood to, and the reason, and by the way, and the reason I was recommending to Stephen the Connecticut, in my opinion, is the mildest, the most. I'm really going to say something quite outrageous.
Please.
It reminds me of a K Dorsey profile.
What?
Well, it does.
God's
I
It
knew
does.
that.
It does.
That's gonna get
It
him going.
reminds me of a K Dorsey kind of
Trader
taste,
Joe's
kind of flavor.
is a mild cigar, and it is a very, very smooth cigar from that perspective.
And so is the Camacho, Connecticut. Camacho, Connecticut, Camacho, Connecticut, Camacho, Connecticut.
Not mild, peppery, and they hit you in the face.
The Camachos? I see.
Yes.
I've never. I will
Actually,
try
you can
one.
see it there. There's one there.
Yeah, I know. I can see that.
But
There's-
but that's my CAO Brazilians. I think are probably they're considered full body. And
Way
I know,
better,
I
way
love-
better, way better,
way better. Okay, so
way
there you
better than Camachos. Any given day.
go. Sorry, Camacho. We tried.
Well, see, I am a man of very firm opinions. And so I don't like it. I don't like it.
I am a man of firm beliefs as well. But
Yes.
then, for the right,
I think you're both missing an opportunity to sample.
I'll try
a
one. I'm going to
cigar
try.
that delivers.
I will try a Camacho.
I'm not going to say you're wrong because
I've tried a
huge
lot
amount
of those
respect for
on
opinions,
your
but I
recommendation.
suspect you're
Every time
missing out
disappointed.
something because sometimes. Okay, so there's one more thing, Usman. One more thing. When I try a new cigar, whichever cigar it is, I smoke it 3, 4, sometimes 5 times in order to. If I really want to understand the cigar, I'll have to smoke it 3 or 4 times, maybe 5 times, especially with Cubans, because from time to time, one cigar won't deliver, and that's the 1 or 2 in the box that is not going to deliver.
Yeah.
And then I'll smoke it again, and I might even try smoking it outside, and then I'll smoke it on my own. And then I'll get a bit of a flavor profile going, and I'll get an understanding of that cigar if I really want to. If a cigar delivers a little, then I will sample it many, many times. If it doesn't deliver anything, I might smoke it, I might not. With the Camacho, I found myself doing it again and again and again and again. And it was just consistently, didn't matter whether it was outside or indoors, it was delivering the same note, the same smoking experience. And that's why I liked it. Sometimes you need something, sometimes I need something that's just consistent. I wouldn't smoke them all the time. But in the environment, Usman knows this, when I was sitting in Islamabad, when I was sitting in Pakistan, I was smoking a lot outdoors in gardens. And for that, it was perfect.
Okay.
Well, in my opinion, if I need so many qualifiers to ensure that a cigar is good, I might as well just save that for some other crap time because I like to spend time with a good cigar. So why would I need to be in a specific environment, in a specific country, in a specific this, and a specific.
I'm just saying time and place. Sometimes you find your enjoyment in a specific, sometimes it's in a lounge or whatever. But
a good cigar is a good cigar.
Okay, don't smoke it. Don't smoke it. It's terrible.
Yeah, it is. Thank you. Finally admitting it.
Don't avoid them.
All right. Well, talking about Davidoff, if we may. Remember 2 weeks ago and then last week. You remember the their year of the whatever the box.
Have they gotten back to you?
I'm still waiting for Davidoff to get back to me on that. At this point, I'm just expecting them to send me a free 96 cigar box because this is crazy. I'm like, seriously? I filled out your little form. I'm still waiting for Davidoff. That's bad customer service. I didn't even get an email that said thank you for filling out the form. So
that reminds me. Last week, it was last week. They released the Davidoff Oro Blanco here in London.
Yeah, Oro Blanco 111 or Oro Blanco 3.
Yeah, in a sort of like the singles come in these wooden coffins.
Right.
Yeah.
And then otherwise a box of 10. Do you have any idea what that cigar is retailing for in the UK? Do you have any idea?
$750 a stick.
Per stick.
Yes.
Really? I was going to say 75 pounds. So it's 750 pounds per stick.
Even Mirafel doesn't charge that much for a
Oro Blanco.
Cuban.
Yeah.
The first Oro Blanco that came out was $500. The second one was also $500. This one is $750 a stick.
Well,
it's crazy.
Well, it's almost 700 pounds here, between 550 and 700 pounds here.
Yeah.
So it's 750. So if you buy that, either you really are and smoke it, you don't know what to do with your money, or you're going to be saving that as a collector cigar and try to sell it 20 years down the road.
The problem is, well, maybe I'm wrong, but non-Cubans still do not appreciate that much in the value, right. and somebody who's gonna spend $750 and is aware of Cubans and non-Cubans both would prefer buying an entire
Cuban.
box of
Yep.
Cuban cigars
Yeah.
as compared to just spending it on one cigar, and that too a
Right.
non-Cuban, which they're going to save. Had it been a Davidoff from the Cuban time,
Oh,
or any of those, I would have spent $1,750 on that to just keep it as a collector's item, even if I'm not going to smoke.
Usman,
But
Right.
for
you're
this
saying this.
one, I'm not
You're saying
sure.
that. You're saying this in 2024. I am sure that because of what you're saying, it is a good time to buy that. But if you're speculative, buy those. Because even though it's to you and I, these are new world cigars. In 10, 15, 20 years time, there'll be a different generation of cigar smoker who will value that
Yeah.
cigar and say, "Oh, it's got Davidoff name on it.
I agree.
Oh,
I
it was
agree.
the first time." So today it doesn't.
Yeah.
Today it makes no sense. It's a shit cigar in a shit
Right.
box, covered in paper. It's total fucking shit.
right.
But that
They
total
do not
fucking
like-
shit, those dead leaves will be worth something in the future. And right
Yeah.
now, when everyone is downplaying it, it's probably the right, from an economic perspective, it's
Right,
the
right.
right time to buy. In the same way that if you went and bought some cigars in the 80s, they were just cigars.
Right.
At the end, they were just cigars, and all cigars were the same. But if you hung on to them 40 years later, they're worth a fortune.
Yeah.
Well, what you're missing in this case is in 80s, generally the cigars were only Cubans, and not others.
Thank you.
And those have always appreciated in their value, regardless of the global pricing that was introduced 2 years ago. They always were like this. But in the non-Cuban sphere, there will again be a lot of Oro Blancos coming at that time, which will be valued at this kind of stuff. So I do not deny to what you're saying, and yes, there will be a crowd. Having said that, I still feel the appreciation percentage or the correlation might not be as strong as it could have been with the Cubans. And in my perspective, I buy.
But here's the difference. No, but here's the difference. There's Davidoff name on it. That's the difference.
That doesn't matter. Doesn't
Yeah.
really matter.
Well, it doesn't matter now, but I'm asking you to speculate. Will it matter in 10 years' time? Will it matter in 20 years' time? That's the speculation.
No, and here's why. Because
Yeah.
we're of a generation when Zeno was alive, and we
Thank you.
remember, like the guys and Eddie and his father. We realize what that means if you're old school, old world cigar guys.
See,
Right?
Steven,
Your
Mr.
grandfather.
Partagas is dead. Mr. Partagas has been dead for more than 100 years.
I know,
you're
but
you're
he
forgetting
still does
that
Cubans.
it's a
But and
Cuban
that's the
cigar.
thing.
Mr.
It's a Cuban
Larinaga
cigar.
has been dead for 100
Yeah,
years.
still
Again,
Cubans
Cuban-
though, and that's
Cubans.
but that's the point. Davidoff
Cubans
doesn't
are a
carry
different
the
beast.
name that it used to carry, and they're trying to make it. It's just like we talk about. Cigars becoming a luxury brand
Yes.
item. $750 for a cigar, a stick, whatever you want to say. That's just dumb.
And every single thing you're saying is a market indicator. Every single thing you're saying to me is let's say Davidoff finishes production in 10 years' time. Guess
Yeah.
what's going to happen?
That's a different story. Now you're pulling
Right.
in a new qualifier. If
No,
the
no.
Right.
What I'm
film-
saying is, if it's on the downward trend, if you're going to evoke things such as Zeno Davidoff's not around, and we were around when he was, so therefore we
Right.
place a value on. There will come a time where these brands, the dying brands, will become, and you can see it happening in the fashion industry with that Balenciaga and Valentino.
Okay. Let me give you an example accordingly. So the Cuban pricing has gone insane since mid of 2022 with the global pricing, right?
Right.
So the cigar that came out at that time, Cohiba, Cohiba 55th Anniversario, was initially launched at a price of $300 to $350, right? Even after 2 years, with the global pricing in effect and all of that, the pricing on that cigar is still somewhere around $375 because a lot of people are not buying it, and that is the flagship premier brand. And in Cubans and non-Cubans, well, arguably, Cohiba is considered to be the king of cigars, right? Now, the cigars that I have Sublimes from 2004. Cohiba Sublimes, the limited edition from 2004, which is actually 20 years old now, so a proper vintage category. That today in the British market and the European market is coming out to be somewhere around 550 to 600 pounds, or let's say again $700 or 700 euros kind of stuff. After 20 years, they are at this stage, right? I would, in this situation, prefer going and buying two of the Cohiba 55th anniversarios, still save money on them as compared to that Oro Blanco, even if I have to collect, because in 10 years' time, the value of those two Cohiba 55 would be extreme higher and a big multiplier as compared to the Davidoffs. Or the ones which I have, even if I buy one of them at the same price, it's going to appreciate by at least three folds by then. So in my opinion, personally, I think even with the economic indicators, though I like to keep my cigars as cigars, they're not the economics and commodities which are traded that way, and I like to keep it as a lifestyle thing. I still feel even pure economics, investing in Cubans is still gonna be much valuable as compared to any of these Davidoffs and non-Cubans.
Right. And there's new cigar brands coming out. Look like at Rocky Patel, Drew
Yeah.
Estates, and all these other cigars. And some people think that they've never had a Cuban, or some people that don't want to have a Cuban think they're better than Cubans, and that's fine. So they are coming out. Like I said, the guy that I met at the store that's like, oh, I bought a
Yes.
box. I was like, great. Did you like this cigar? What's it? He knew nothing about cigars. It says he paid a lot of money for it. So there's a whole bunch of cigar aficionados, for lack of a better term, that absolutely know nothing about cigars, know nothing about the history of cigars,
Yes.
and they're just buying cigars because it's cool. Or to someone's point, if they have more money than brains, they're doing it. I'm going to collect cigars. Okay. Now, the one guy that you had me on the private call with, that literally his whole office is a collection of cigars, he's been
Yes.
collecting since like the late 80s. He knows cigars because he'll tell you, like, so the seed came from this seed that came from this island, and the Cuban girl her name was Veronica, and she rubbed the cigar. I mean, so he's a collector. So,
Yes.
there's a different thing. People now, because money seems to be easier than it used to be, people are upping and overcharging for things they shouldn't, and people, to say that they have it, are buying things that they normally wouldn't buy. And cigars now are becoming one of those, like it's the Beanie Babies of the 80s. It's
Yeah.
like, oh, I have a Beanie Baby. Good for you. But it's the same type of thing now. People are starting to collect because it's becoming more of a fashion statement to show people in your house, look at my cigar collection. And then if you ask them about the cigars, they know nothing. Or they go,
Absolutely.
if you smoked one? No. Oh, okay. So it's a different mentality than it used to be. Like when we all started, when we smoked cigars, when we all started 100 years ago, it was like, oh, okay, I like it. I like smoking cigars. I enjoy the cigars. They're really good. So it was a little different than it is today, in my opinion. I could be totally wrong, but that's what I see.
Absolutely right.
Yeah.
And our sincere apologies, Raza, for making you go quiet and in that thinking mode and accepting the defeat for today. So it's all right. For a change, it's our day today.
I agree.
So, and I will say one thing, that this Fuentes, here,
Yes.
I'll hold up the tube, is actually it's a nice smoke. I'm enjoying it very much.
I can see the ash you're holding in it, and it tells the construction is really interesting.
Yeah. There you go. And I've tapped out the ash, I think, once or twice. Yeah. I get nervous because when the ash gets too long, I'm just worried it's going to fall all over me. So,
That's kissed by a cigar.
Yeah. So, but I mean, it's just, but the ash is good. The construction is good. The smell is nice. As you can tell, the smoke is good. So yeah, I mean, it's a nice little cigar. So yeah, I enjoy it. So kudos to Fuentes. And this is the Lost City God of Fire. So, from 2002, apparently.
Oh.
Yeah. According to the band.
22 years.
Yeah, there you go. 2002.
Wow. Oh, that's the Lost City.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I had the pleasure. Okay. Which one is this? Is this a Robusto or Toro?
I think this is the Robusto, if I'm not mistaken.
Okay. So I had the pleasure of smoking a new Robusto, Lost City, which was a production of 2021 or 2022.
Okay.
I was gifted a box of samplers of Lost City by a friend, and I smoked one of them, the Robustos. As I said, I felt it decent when it comes to the construction, the smokability, the ash, and how it smoked. A bit of flavor as well, but not too much as generally. or maybe I'm biased, but yeah, that's what had happened.
Yeah, it's a beautiful cigar, and this one I like because it tells you the whole story on it. This one is
Yes,
Andy Garcia
yes,
helped put it together. It tells you how it was aged, blah blah blah. I mean, I like to tell. Listen, I know they're not the best, they're not the worst, but I like the fact that they tell a whole story right on the tube. And I
fair
like
enough.
also the tube when I travel because I can put it in my breast pocket. I don't have to bring my whole cigar paraphernalia with me to
Yeah,
go smoke one of those somewhere else. So what
sounds
can I
great.
tell you? Yeah, it's not bad.
Hmm.
Riza,
Can you
Mm.
can you bring Reza back to the show?
he's right there.
Really?
You know what? Just to share with you what I was thinking.
Yes,
I'm
please.
smoking. This is the
You
third
okay? You
Tampez
want to
I'm
go?
smoking in 3
You good?
days.
Relax.
Okay.
Oh,
Hang on, let me show you. It's the third one that I'm smoking in 3 days. Here's my
yeah.
opinion. Here's my opinion. I prefer the Media Luna.
Okay. Can I say something?
Please.
And I don't know why
I
anyone,
know.
other than in terms of smoking
There we go.
time, why this would be a superior cigar. The Media Luna has a deeper, grassier, more leathery taste.
You're
This is
forgetting
a
the fact.
nice cigar, but it doesn't have the flavor. Obviously, doesn't. They're all different.
Right.
Media Luna is a better cigar.
You're forgetting the fact that I've always shared my well, that I always think that's my personal opinion, but I tend to see a lot of people agreeing with that. Is that the thinner ringages deliver more flavor profile and aroma as compared
Yeah.
to the thicker
People
ringages,
who market
which
cigars like
deliver
this just
smoke
want to
more.
make more money. That's all. It's all about money. It's all
There we go.
bullshit, by the way. All the
There we
marketing
go.
is total fucking bullshit. Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh, this is
There we
like
go.
a Bahike, and this is like that's all
that
fucking
dry meat.
bullshit. That's all fucking bullshit. All of this is a way to get more money out of you. Smoke the things you like, not the things that other people tell you are amazing.
Right. Like a
Yeah, so
Camacho.
And
hence
in
I
that,
want
in
to
that,
smoke a
in that,
Camacho.
in that, in
Don't
that,
smoke
in
a
that,
Camacho.
in that,
That's
in
right.
that, this solid Cuban cigar smoker,
Here
my
we go.
recommendation is that the very good smoke is the Camacho Connecticut.
Oh my
Try
God.
it. You will
Jesus.
not be disappointed.
Or you will. Either way. So you're either gonna like it or you're
Well, it's
not.
50-50, isn't it?
I'm just gonna say it'll be a 50-50 thing if you like it or not. So but that's the important thing. So no, it's very good. Listen, the whole idea about cigars is more of a brotherhood than anything. It's to
Absolutely.
bring people together. We do our Saturday show. People from all over the world watch the live broadcast, and when we rebroadcast it a few hours later, more people watch it. So it is
Yeah.
totally just to bring everybody here, and that's
Yeah,
it.
because the
That's what it's all
smoke of the
about.
cigar is all bullshit. It's just a bullshit thing. It's the camaraderie, the
Correct.
brotherhood that counts.
Yeah, that's
Exactly.
it. At the end of the day,
And the rigging we do for you. That's it. Primarily. The fun
good.
part of it.
No what?
And to find out who he blows off. So you know,
Absolutely.
Dried leaves. We're talking about dried leaves. This really is. I'm going to explode in a moment.
Please don't.
wait. Somebody said secondly, Rocky Patel. I'm
Ah!
not sure.
Abdul Sabur. Not at all, Abdul Sabur. All the Rocky Patel guys, I'll send them on a corner to stand. They
Yeah, I'm
can't
not a
even
Rocky Patel.
Yeah, no man. Not at all.
I've not been impressed with any of his cigars. I smoked a ton, and I bought that real expensive one because I wanted to try it, and I was just like, it's just
Man.
I'm sorry, it just
It's-
isn't.
Usman, why don't we suggest to Stephen you should start smoking Gurkha cigars?
No, Gurkha used to make a good cigar called the Beast, and then they stopped.
Oh,
Then the Beast, I smoked that about 20 years ago, and I enjoyed it. And then somewhere their production changed, and then the Beast sucked. So I used to smoke
Ghost. Do you
Gurkha
remember
Beast.
the Ghost?
Whenever
Yes.
these guys change the blends, they're always crap. I don't know
Yeah,
why.
but back in the day, the Beast was good. In the very beginning, when they came out, when they first introduced the Beast, whoever was doing the blending, mwah. And then all of a sudden, like a couple years into it, the Beast became like, oh, this is I like one day I picked up a box, I smoked it. I was like, no. Like I didn't even finish the box. I literally gave it away.
Okay.
So I
No,
don't know what happened.
in Gurkhas, I generally don't really like Gurkhas, but there are three cigars which I'm okay with. The double perfectos,
Right.
which means both sides are torpedo shaped kind of thing, and or tapered, and that is 12 years reserve, 15 years reserve, and 18 years reserve.
Right.
I've smoked them. There's a 21 years reserve also that I've smoked like once or twice, so I can't give my word on that. But 12, 15, and 18 are decent enough to be smoked. But obviously, they're nowhere close to any of the second or third tier Cubans as well. But yeah,
Right.
they're
Right.
there.
Yeah, no, they're not, and they charge stupid money for it, like they're something. And I'm like, and here's the problem with people that don't really know cigars or don't smoke enough of them. They just go into the store and they're like, they go to the most expensive cigar, figuring it's the best cigar,
Yeah,
and that's not the way it works, kids. You
agreed.
gotta like, it's like you gotta find the right everything. It's like
Well,
everything has to be perfect.
I know a lot of people, and especially these days, I know a couple of people locally here who would hear anyone talking about any cigar that they've said are good, and the first thing they'll do is they'll just go and buy that cigar and say, "Oh, I have that. I have
Right.
that." And the fact that they've never even tried it or they've never
Right.
even sampled it, it makes me like wonder what are these guys doing? Are they actually in for smoking or show off, or are actually collecting to be selling them at a better price later on?
Right. Right.
So but in all of this stuff, the whole issue is they don't smoke and yet claim to be, I have that, as if they know what they're holding or
Right.
they're going to smoke or something like that. So that's the only thing which I really don't like. But yeah.
Yeah, but Abdul says that he says
Pakistan has data. Come on, guys. Yeah.
Abdul says
Are
that
there people messaging away
peeps
on
in
this?
Pakistan. Yeah, Abdul says the peps or the peeps in Pakistan love the gherkins. He says, "Come on, guys." No, first of all, I don't come on, guys. Second of all, I'm not into. I'm sorry, they changed their blend about 15, 20 years ago, and I'm not a fan. And that doesn't mean that you shouldn't be. But if the guys in Pakistan love it, God bless them, man. Just enjoy them.
Well, I don't know which guys in Pakistan are we talking about. If you're
There's
referring
three
to the,
guys. They live in a cave. You go up the mountain, you make a right with right there. You can't miss them.
I
So,
now I got you. Now I got
yeah.
you. Reza,
Yes, sir.
has the cigar slowed you, or was it the bombardment coming from our side today heavier than the usual that you couldn't bear
Actually,
the brunt of it?
do you really want me to be honest?
Oh
No,
yes,
we want
please.
you to lie like usual.
I very rarely have a thoughtful moment. And whilst I'm sitting in front of a fireplace here and speaking
Right.
to you guys, I basically tapped out, as you say. I went
Yeah.
into a sort of like, I was really focusing on something I don't really think about that much,
Right.
is cigar tasting notes. And
Oh,
ever since
Oh,
you started this conversation about 2 months ago, you know, with those oils that we keep showing
yeah.
every single time. Let's have a look. Let's have a look at those oils again. Those oils. You know, one of the things there are basically two efforts. There are two different efforts I have been
Yep.
making in the last 2 or 3 months. And those are specifically, I'm trying to smoke a little bit more slowly.
Okay.
There you go. There you go. There's all the vials of various
Oils.
magical oils
Yeah.
that will
and
give
this
you
is the key.
tasting notes. So that seems
And
like a good kit.
this is the
And
key to
then
my cigar.
so one
Well,
of the things is to smoke slower, and the other thing
Right.
is in the slower smoking to be slightly more contemplative about what you're tasting. And this is why it took me 5 minutes of zoning out to come up to this conclusion that I shared with Usman just now, that the Media Luna has got far more flavor and complexity than these bigger cigars. And that really always makes me question.
have you
Honestly,
smoked
it
Colonialis?
makes me sorry.
Have you smoked Colonialis? The
I
Trinidad
have, I
Colonialis.
have, I have, I have, I have. Uh, I had, I that was maybe three
That's even
months or
better.
4 months ago.
That's even better than Media Luna in my opinion.
So then once again, I'll have to smoke maybe 2 or 3 of those just to get my, just to get my taste buds and my experience in.
Mm-hmm.
But the contemplative side today was literally, I'm watching these logs burning and falling off. I thought, what is it I'm tasting on this one? And I'll be very honest with you. To be very honest, apart from a good smoke and a good ringage, it's nothing special.
Okay.
I've smoked this 3 times in 3 days, and each time has been a slightly different experience. Overall, I'd say it's a very average to good experience.
Okay.
Okay.
The Media Luna, however, is a good to very good experience.
Right.
So that's how I'm rating these things in my head. How am I actually feeling? Am I tasting anything? And sometimes you can get carried away. One can get carried away with the band on the cigar. One can get carried away with sometimes you're having too much conversation. You think you're having a great cigar. Actually, what you're having is a great time chatting and smoking. It's the cigar might as well, it's just there to string along your words, if you know what I mean. But really, in that zoning out, I was tasting, and it's not bad. It's okay.
Okay.
Would I constantly be smoking topes? From time to time, maybe. It's that kind of smoke, right? I'm really making an effort in a very serious way not to get carried away by bands anymore.
Wow.
Yeah, that's
As much as with your eyes, you buy with your eyes, and you're enticed by the band, and you're enticed by the history. You're enticed by a lot of things which I think are pure marketing spin, to be very, very honest with you. In my opinion, it's all marketing spin. If you like something, make sure you like it, enjoy. I mean, it's like saying that different sizes of aspirins. Yeah, and it's still aspirin at the end of the day, yeah, right? Whether it's a 5 milligram, 10 milligram, 20, it's aspirin at the end of the day, okay? And we won't go on about, the 5 milligram is much, much nicer than the 2 milligram. Well, it might give you a bigger hit, but it's still aspirin at the end of the day. And it's still dead leaves, right? Regardless of the blend. You have to be really, really fucking good to be able to pick out very minute flavor changes, just like a good wine sommelier, just like a good cigar sommelier. You have to be really good at that. And you have to kind of focus in on that. And I was trying to focus in just now. And in the focusing in, I've come to a conclusion. Okay to average to okay. That's what I feel. That's my feeling. So that's what I was contemplating. Have I given
Very
you
nice.
an answer?
Yes, sir.
It's very
You have.
cool. That's very good. But see, that's smoking and enjoying a cigar. Like
Absolutely.
we joke about my CAO Brazilians. I like it for everything that it is. This one's a very nice smoke. They're all nice smokes, but at the end of the day, everyone has their go-to cigars, whether it's Camacho, whether it's
Yes.
CAO, whether it's a Cuban, because it's what you enjoy. But the people that don't know, going back to cigars as a lifestyle and all this other stuff, they're going to go into a cigar store. A cigar guy, a real cigar chemist, will take you and show you everything from the $2 stick to the $2,000 stick and everything in between.
Yes.
A guy who is just there to make a sale will take you right over to the $50 to $2,000 and go, you should buy these, are really good. And because they're just trying to make a buck. So you really need to find also, if you're going to buy cigars, whether it's a sommelier or a chemist that really knows cigars. Like some of these guys you talk to in a cigar store has no idea. Like if you go to Eddie's and his dad's store, they know cigars. And if you tell them what you like, they will show you an array of cigars from a prices of 20 pounds up to 2,000 pounds. And that's what you're looking for. You're looking for someone that can educate you and guide you through your journey, whether you've been smoking for a day or you're smoking 100 years.
Thank you.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
Well, gentlemen,
you have to go to a wedding. Tell them thank you for holding it up. And Riza, I guess you can go blow off Kirby again. There you go. Kirby, we love you. Good luck with your interview this week. We can't wait to see it and how you plug our show on.
It's a different kind of show.
Yes, it's more refined. Ours is truly what you get when you go smoke a cigar with your mates. Ours is more like this is what you get. Yeah,
exactly.
There's no decorum here. We're just enjoying ourselves. We want you to enjoy yourselves.
Even though decorum is a Latin word.
Oh, excuse us. Oh, he's really pulling out the intellectual stuff today. Yeah. He's got to get ready for Kirby because Kirby's going to be, yes, he's getting ready for the Kirby interview.
Curb my enthusiasm.
Oh my God, Kirby, your
Mine
enthusiasm. Well. Yeah, very cool.
Same God.
There you go. That's how I look at it. Gentlemen, as always, it's good to see you on Saturday. Thank you for having them hold up the wedding. Riza, thank you for blowing them off for later. We'll see you guys all next Saturday. Thank you for watching. Tell your friends. Don't forget to subscribe and like, and we'll see you all later.
Absolutely.
Cheers, everybody. Gio, everybody.